So this is our room here, and this wall here to the left, this is gonna come down. All that wall is coming down. This wall comes down right here. Boom. This goes away. Goes away. We're gonna tear up this whole house. See what we can do. This comes off here. The kitchen. We're gonna save the refrigerator and the dishwasher, and this wall comes down. And this is what it was before. Okay, when you start taking out your demolition here, it's kind of fun. Okay, everybody has a good old hoot, but you got to be careful not to take out something that's going to cause something to fall on your head. Like, see, look at that post up there. Bingo. Coming down from the roof. See, it's not holding all the weight, but there's some weight there. There's a little kicker there. Somebody's using that to put their junction box on. It's a good idea. Another one over here. These walls come out. If we just tore them out right now, those things would be kind of hanging up there, and you might regret it. Actually, in this case, you got a ceiling right on it. See? Ceiling on it. Another kicker here on the hip. So, you know, be thinking about that. We took this closet out because the termites, you know, they got started for us and said, here, why don't you finish it off? So I did. So I was able to remove part of this wall, but then I realized, okay, I got a little something above there. Leave it there until you can get a temporary leg all the way, just in case it's really holding something, and when you put the beam in, bingo, you leg it down to the beam. Okay, off in the distance you're going to hear the sound of pain and suffering. Jackhammer. Under the house. So next time you hate your job, give me a call, buddy. Taking out a footing, hey, taking out a footing under the floorboards. Saw cut it, breathe a lot of dust. So you want to know why we're digging a hole like that? Taking out a foundation, a perfectly good foundation, demo it out, and put a pad there for a post. The detail calls it out. Look right there. You guys need to learn to read these blueprints. You got to get a small PDF from the architect, and there it is. It's a pad. See it? New post and pad. How big is that pad, you ask? I'm glad you asked. Come down here to the details. Right there, concrete pad detail. Look at that. There it is. Take a good look. That's your life as you know it. It's a 3-foot wide box, a foot deep. That's all it is. There's the big tomb we had to cut out of the ground. So if you want to bury something, now's your time. That big old huge 3x3 pad. Anyway, I can see anything. There's kind of better. That's going to hold up 5 beams. Okay, here's the work of our hands. This massive hole we dug, and the detail got modified a little bit here too. I don't know if it matters to anybody in the universe, but this is my life. Okay, so you look in there and say, okay, there's a hole in the ground and a bunch of steel. There's a detail for how much steel. Then you look here and you go, this is a footing, this is an extension of that footing. See, there's a footing right here. Really can't see anything. Once again, quality video by Viking Flom Construction, but it's the whole idea of giving you an idea what's going on. You see there, we've epoxied in horizontal bolt rebar. A horizontal application even requires us to do an epoxy deputy inspection. Somebody came out. You think you got a few bosses. First I got the engineers telling me what to do. Then I got a deputy inspection coming out here watching me do it, making sure I do it properly, pay him tons of money by the hour. Then the city inspector comes out and wants to see that paperwork and also wants to see it completed. So then everybody, you know, on the top side here has to be happy too. So that's what it takes to get these things done. You want to take a wall out of your house, or 2 or 3 walls, well, this is the kind of stuff you have to do to compensate for that removal of that support system that was in your house. And today we're going to pour concrete in there. You're going to see a lot of concrete. And I was going to do bags, but then I realized I'd have to get like 75 bags. And the thought of mixing 75 bags by hand was overwhelming. So I'll take those few bags back that I did get, and we'll get a short load out here and pour it. Well, you missed all the fun. Concrete in the ground. Look at that. There it is. Got the bolts sticking up. Tomorrow we put the posts in. A little extra here, not much. And for the record, teenagers do work if you feed them enough. You know, where was the camera when he was working? Wait, what is this? He had something on his pants. This is how you shore up the walls, though. You take some walls out, you got to shore it up. Something's got to hold it up before you get the new supports in. And it's just like every job, there's always something. So the details come on the plans, and they betray you because you cannot do some of the things they ask you to do. They want a big bucket on the top of a post. So I'm going to show you what they called out for and why it won't work. There it is. There's the big old bucket. See, it sits on a post, right? Beam goes in here. This goes up into the ceiling because it has to be in the ceiling. They want a flush beam. So this leg right here is 7 1/4. There's the ceiling. So from here up, 7 1/4. And what do we have? We have about 3 inches. So as I indicated over here on my drawing, just for those who need a visual, I would have to cut the bucket at an angle, leaving only 3 inches. And that's the pitch of the roof. The beam comes in. Oh, but by the way, the beam is in there, so you'd have to cut the beam as well. Big old long back cut. And the inspector says, show me engineering for that. I can't allow it unless it's engineered by Simpson, who makes the bucket, and an engineer, and then the city engineers also have to sign off on it. So it's a big showstopper here, and nothing's going to get done until that's resolved. Okay, as with every problem, there is a solution, and the engineers have come up with a new solution here to the detail that required the bucket on the top of the post. Okay, by way of explanation, the beams that we had the bucket issue with that were too tall were beams that were sitting on the outside walls. Those beams got eliminated, like I said, simply because 2 reasons. Because number one, once they saw the open ceiling, they saw the load was not as great as they had imagined. And so they didn't need that powerful of a beam, but they did need something because there's still a load, like I said, transfer from the roof. So, and also because the bucket detail wasn't going to work. But there's 2 other beams you'll see down the center of the house that's going to go on that big post in the middle. These other beams were going to hang on that beam. So now the triplers are going to hang on that beam. And one of them still in the outside wall. We had to move it in because we needed that structural beam. So that's what's going on. We built a tripler out of 2x6. Why? Because the 2x6 existing already has a back cut on it. So we do 2 more, sister them together, same back cut, and then there's a nailing schedule. So we did that 3 times. They added 1 more work. That's okay. That's better than putting in 2 beams through the roof. So then they call out, since we don't have a bucket there, they call out for how we're going to fasten those. Okay, we're going to put a block between them and put a flat clip on there. Bingo, it's tied to the plate, it's tied to the beam, and then here's the new post. It's a double 2x4. I don't know why they don't just call out for 4x4s. under a tripler, it could have been a 4x6, and then they say put these other Tico clips, A35s, high and low. So there you go. You got your little framing detail. You'll get details like this to compensate for situations where a standard issue saddle is not possible. On this one over here, you'll see later we'll put a post actually in the room. Okay, now the hard work begins. Putting these beams in. Look at that. Right up there. Set it on the wall. All you gotta do is lift it. Again, we put that in first before we put the post, then we do a temp post. So we make sure we get it all lined up. Going down here now, and there's your saddle. All the details required by said inspector will be done. Okay, let's look at what we got here. Got your beams in. Look at this, man. Big time. Now see, we did cut back a little bit, but we didn't cut the bucket. There is a detail for how much you can take back, and that forced us to put this thing in the room here, which they know about. Anyway, there's your paralams. If you're looking for the word, there it is. We call them a PSL. Goes all the way. One post in the middle right here. I'm gonna get these walls, temp walls, out of here today. See all the bright shiny metal? Inspector likes to see that. Straps all over. And it's all per the plan, the detail they provide, telling us exactly how to do it. There you have it. That's more than a hard day's work right there. But it's what it takes to get this going. So we'll get these walls out of here and we'll do this video all over again. So you can see. Seeing is good. Okay. Here's the fruit of all your labor. 2 posts, 2 big beams. Ladder's just hanging out. Monster pad underground. Off we go. Sitting on the wall over here, they changed that detail. Very nice. Okay, finished product. Drywall, ready for paint. Now we need some kitchen cabinets. The cabinets are next. Priming, painting, cabinets.